Your best bets, your NBA props to watch for today, Friday, February 3rd, and no one better to join OddsChecker TV than Mr. Brian Matthews, aka BMatt. We got some news to semi-break about Kyrie, but first, good to have you on the show, Brian.
Hey, man, appreciate you guys having me on. I figure at some point you're just going to pull the invite, but haven't done it yet.
Hey, it is, fat lady ain't singing yet, so we'll keep it rolling.
And rolls on.
Before we get to this, before we go to this Kyrie news, share our OddsChecker odds for that as well. Just a quick recap on how we did earlier this week. This was easily our best show. I mean, you had been carrying to this point, but you went another +3 units on Monday. Didn't hit that Claxton double-double and the Nets win, but then you actually ended up taking, you said off air, an alternate Claxton bet, which did hit. So we won't call it a push for the show, but in our hearts, we'll call it a push. Got the Gary Trent Jr. points, Gobert rebounds, though he may just sweat it for a little bit, and then big hit on that bonus double-double for Precious Achiuwa. I missed on my Jalen Duren pick, but Pistons +8.5, Warriors -4.5, and Steph over 27.5 points. So 3 units up for both of us. Now you're up 4.9 units in general, and I'm up 0.9. But hey, we're both in the green. That is all that matters. So I'll pat myself on the back, and you just keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, man, if you're watching this show, every time we tune it on, you're up money. That's what's important.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all I need to hear.
There you go.
Let's talk about the big news today, though. Kyrie Irving, for the 8 millionth time, says he wants out of Brooklyn, or just in general of where he is. He's unhappy, yada, yada. Tell me if you've heard this before. On our site right now, we have the odds for the next team that he might go to if he does decide to leave. Again, that's a big if, because we are a week out from the NBA trade deadline. The Nets might try to call his bluff. They might just be like, bro, we don't care if you don't play. We literally hate you. But anyways, odds are on your screen right now for the next team that he will go to if he leaves. Lakers, unsurprisingly, the favorites at +150. Then it's the Heat, 250. Mavericks +400. Clippers +500. Knicks +750. Brian, tell me where you expect him to go if he leaves, and if any of these are your betting favorite for some extra value.
I mean, I think if you look early on, right, the Lakers would have to be the favorite. The only thing, though, is, I'm this vision went in my head, and it's scary. I'm trying to figure out how it would work out, is if somehow Kyrie Irving ends up a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. We have to assume that Russell Westbrook would be included in that trade. And me trying to picture Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons playing basketball on the same court at the same time, man, I just don't know how that works out. So it seems like, look, the Lakers probably have a leg up right now. And the reason why is we're approaching the trade deadline. Kyrie can walk in free agency in the offseason. So really the Nets have to make a decision. Are we going to win a championship this year? I guess it's possible, but at this rate, not really. All right. So do we want to get something for Kyrie, before he walks and we get nothing for him? So I think he's got a little bit of leverage on that side. Sure, the team can push back, but if a team's willing to offer some future first-round picks, I definitely think it warrants consideration. So I do think that the Heat probably have more assets than the Lakers do, but I don't know what members of their team they view as disposable. I'd assume Victor Oladipo would be involved in those trades, but I really don't know who else that they would feel comfortable, bundling for a player like that. So I'd have to say the Lakers right now, just looking at kind of the landscape and who's in need, you'd have to think the Lakers.
Yeah, you would think Lowry's gone, or Duncan Robinson's gone, or whoever. Look, I speak on behalf of all Spurs fans. The season has sucked anyway. We will gladly take Kyrie Irving if you attach a couple of first-round picks. I don't care. I'll take it. The season is lost anyway. In terms of just pure chaos, and this is just off the rip, so it's okay if you don't have an answer prepared. Most chaotic team that he could end up with. I want to say, I'm not even going to count the Celtics because that's like 0% that's going to happen, but we've already seen it. I really want to see him in Philly. I think that would be so funny. Obviously, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But how funny if we have a big three of Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Kyrie. Like, someone is going to die. Like,
man. There's not enough basketballs on one court. Again, this goes back to like when these teams built some of these power teams that look like some of them you look at and you're like, yeah, I don't know that's gonna work out too well. So I think that the decent thing to note here is like, look, you've got some teams that want to get rid of some players, right? The trade deadline, there's a number of guys mentioned, so who knows where he ends up? It probably isn't going to be the exact spot he wants. Maybe it is, but obviously the deal would have to make sense for Brooklyn on their end. But wouldn't it be something if a week before the trade deadline, Kyrie kind of demands a trade and ends up with the Lakers? I mean, people would be saying, "Hey, they've been planning this one all along, right?" So,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's a better bet that he'll end up in Turkey or playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv or something like that at this point. But I digress. BMatt, let's give the people what they came here for. Again, we had a big day on Monday. Let's keep the ball rolling. You have some best bets for tonight. Your NBA props to hit. Lay them on me.
All right. So look, I'm going to start first. I'm going to go a player on the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm not going with DeJounte Murray this time. He's been good to me. I'm going to go Clint Capella double-double. Look, against the Utah Jazz, I mean, it's a soft matchup, right? I think he's a candidate here for 12, 14-plus rebounds potentially. And when Trae Young's playing, he seems to get a lot of easy buckets. So I like the matchup. I'm not going to overthink this one. The odds are solid, so I'm going to go Clint Capella double-double at -110, and that'll be the first pick I lock in.
Yeah, I saw someone post on my timeline. I cannot remember who it is. I usually can't remember, so my bad. But I saw a lot of buzz for Clint Capella over 23.5 points and rebounds. Again, that's just like that is just a classic. There are certain teams you just pick that matchup. You see someone playing the Jazz, and you're like, yes, I will take that. Correct. I don't care who it is. So we got one locked up. Clint Capella double-double. What's number two?
All right, so look, we've been going with some big-name guys. I've been waiting for this line to release all day. I told you this before. I said, look, it's going to be a weird day, when I'm looking for these players' props. So the next player I'm going to look, Malik Monk, right? We've got Sacramento, Indy. I know everyone's going to be focused on Sabonis and Halliburton because of the trades and going up against their former teams, and they should have big nights. But without De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, the last two games, has had 19-plus points. His usage rate jumps to an insane 30-something%. So without Fox on the court, you're looking at the over-under for that game, and it looks great. So Malik Monk, I like over 16.5 points. That's -106 on FanDuel right now, and I might even think about laddering that a little bit.
Well, I'm so glad that was the second pick that you decided to give, because that is a perfect transition into my first pick for today. And that is Kings -2.5 against the Pacers. Best number you can get that at is -130 at BetMGM. Look, the Kings are good, as much as it pains me to say it, and it's surprising to say it. The Pacers are not good. The Pacers were up like 15-20 against the Lakers, who are also not good, and ended up blowing that game. Probably no Halliburton tonight, or he's at least questionable. Though I will say, Halliburton made his profile picture after he was named an All-Star, Wally Szczerbiak, after their beef earlier this year, and that is just perfect.
I mean, you call a guy a wannabe All-Star, and then he makes the All-Star team a month later.
Literally does it.
Like, the trolling's deserved, right? You got to expect that. I'm sure Wally knew that was coming. Not the picture, but I'm sure he knew it was coming in some way.
Yeah. So hats off to Halliburton there, but I don't think he's going to play tonight, or even if he does, it may be limited. They'll probably take it a little easy with him tonight. Regardless, I think even if he's there, I'm still taking Kings -2.5, even without De'Aaron Fox there. Got 63% of all DK bettors backing that on the handle, and then 65% of all total bets are coming in on the Kings -2.5. But again, your best value is at BetMGM at -130. And pick number two, my player prop for today, is Anthony Edwards over 2.5 3-pointers made. You can get that at -175. Best value is at Draftkings. He's hit this in 6 of his last 7. He has just been absolutely torching people. And look, I mean, it's the time he didn't hit it out of his last 7 was last game. So if you're a little worried, I understand. He did hit 2 last game, so he is right there. But that's not going to be my bet. My bet is going to be Anthony Edwards over 3.5 3-pointers made, which you can get at +138. This is a number he's hitting 5 of his last 7. And again, you face a team like the Magic, I think they have tonight. It is correct. They have the Magic who give up a boatload of 3-pointers. And you know who likes shooting when he's hot? Anthony Edwards. So I'm going to take Ant over 3.5 3-pointers made tonight against the Magic. Plus 138 is your best value. You can get that on FanDuel. So we've got our 2 picks today. Anything I'm crazy on, or anything you just not getting here?
No,
or am I good to go?
No. Well, I like it. I like the picks.
Right.
I think I forgot one of mine though in the process. So,
is that maybe your bonus pick that we're saving?
No. I think did I forget Scary Terry?
Oh, we're going Scary Terry. Okay, lay number 3 on me then.
And this was supposed to be my first one. Look, man, I got off track. All right.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I completely whiffed on it for sure.
What? Hey, we still got time. So look, next guy, Scary Terry. Look, he's scary for many reasons, right? He can have 30 points. He can have a 10-point night on 30 shots, but he's been shooting the ball well recently. Look, the matchup with Detroit, everyone knows there's not going to be much defense in that game. So look, I like Terry Rozier over 21.5 points. Locked that in earlier today at minus 110. Bet MGM. Look, I just think the amount of shots he's putting up and in the matchup he's in, he's a confident shooter. LaMelo's finding his teammates, and Terry's not hesitating to take shots. So with the over-under and the little defense, I'm back in Scary Terry.
And if you want to go off of matchups we talked about before against teams that are bad against bigs, Detroit is one of those as well. And surprisingly, Mason Plumlee has been very friendly to double bettors as well. So just something to look at as well. Okay, now I haven't forgotten any of your picks. Now I got all your picks. I promise you, that's what people are here for. So the show is named after you. So I don't want to miss any of those bets. Let's go through the top 5 most popular bets for DraftKings for tonight.
All right.
Sometimes we get chalk. Last time it was interesting. We had some mix. Today is just weird. So I'm going to read this. This is in order from 1 to 5 for popularity. I don't know if you can even offer anything here, but we're going to try anyway.
Let's hear it.
We got a Joel Embiid double-double. Yes, minus 205. DeAndre Ayton over 18.5 points, minus 105. Monty Morris under half a block, minus 570. Gary Trent Jr. under half a block, minus 320. And Chris Paul under half a block, minus 255. This is streaming like a random guard under block parlay. That's
got to be like a plus 100, 3-legger with those 3 guys, because otherwise I'm never laying money on something that's you said minus 570.
Yeah, we have 570, 320, and 255.
God forbid any of those guys actually connect on a block.
Yeah,
you're in way too much money there. But I guess I don't like any of those 3. But I'll just be honest. Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't like DeAndre Ayton either. I mean, he could very well go over this number. He actually has been. But if you actually watch the Phoenix Suns play basketball, DeAndre Ayton misses more shots around the rim than any other big man I think I've seen in this league. It's hard to watch sometimes. So you might be in for a late sweat if you're banking on DeAndre Ayton points. Now, I say that and watch, he has 30 tonight. But, man, just watching him recently, he's a tough guy to bet on. And he had been one that's kind of been on my ban list because – at 7 feet, he chooses a lot of nights to have 4, 5, 6 rebounds. So he's someone I'd stay away from. And then who was the top one there?
Top one is the only one that actually we have 2 that makes sense. That it makes somewhat sense. Joel Embiid, yes, double minus 205.
So I don't. Here's a reason I don't like this one. At minus 210, I can find a bet on the board with so much better value than minus 210. And if we look back, Embiid has been rebounding the ball well recently, but throughout the course of this year, we're not looking at the Joel Embiid of last year or the year before where, you feel like he can get 10 boards in any game. We haven't seen that kind of action. You see him more comfortable playing outside of the paint too. So, I mean, I think I could find some better bets on the board than minus 210. And honestly, I feel like the 76ers, they're getting close to resting him. He's a game time decision every game. One of these games are going to hold Embiid out. But, I think he should get a double-double. Just at minus 210, I don't love the value or lack of.
No, BMatt, you are teeing me up. Oh, just dropped my mouse. You are teeing me up perfectly here for the second time because you have one bonus bet. If Joel Embiid isn't getting the rebounds, I think it's the guy that you're going to take to get a triple-double who's taking those rebounds. Lay it on me.
All right, so look, James Harden, I bet his triple-double, actually, and John Morant's triple-double in their last games, both of them had a rebound taken away and finished one rebound short of a triple-double.
Tough.
I was going to, yeah, appreciate that. But looping back to your Anthony Edwards pick, look, it's important this time of year you find some guys that feel snubbed from All-Star voting. Anthony Edwards is one of those guys. So I think he's going to come out. He's been playing well of late. I think tonight he'll come out and have a big game. But, I'm looking at, another guy who's, an all-star snub. And Joel Embiid came out and said, hey, y'all have some answering to do. James Harden, I like his triple-double tonight. I wish the odds were, a little bit better. But at plus 700 on FanDuel, I think, look, he's going to be highly motivated. He just got robbed of a triple-double based on a controlled tip rule that was not a controlled tip, but neither here nor there. I don't remember really, obviously, not holding on. But look, I think he gets a triple-double. I think he's going to come out, play inspired tonight, and let's see if we can't, knock down another long odds bonus bet here.
Yeah, all right. I like it. I'm into it. And as much as James Harden should have been an all-star, Pascal Siakam and Jalen Brunson got absolutely robbed. That is ridiculous. Or if you want to even look at De'Aaron Fox, De'Aaron Fox it's just kind of is unbelievable. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to wrap up for today. BMatt, appreciate you joining the show. Hopefully by the time I'm talking to you on Monday, we're up another 3 units. But till then, stay in the green this weekend.
Appreciate you for having me.